So today we are going to be starting with a new topic that is on linear programming. Now, in the previous chapter, we looked at problems of constraint optimization, specifically problems stated as this, where we looked at an objective function, जहाँ पे हमने उसको maximize या minimize करा है, subject to a certain constraint, such as this. Now, if you look at this constraint is a constraint of equality, where you have an equality sign here. You also have economic problems where you have to maximize or minimize an objective function subject to constraints which do not have an equality sign. Instead of an equality sign, you have an inequality sign. So when you have an inequality sign in the constraint function, then we use this method of linear programming. It is widely used and there are different techniques to conduct linear programming. Today we are going to understand the graphical method to solve an optimization problem using linear programming concept. Let us first state some terms which are used in linear programming. So the objective function or the function that has to be maximized or minimized is called as a criteria function here. So say we are talking about two variables where we have to make decisions on two variables. So there are two decision variables, and most commonly the graphical method is used when you have two decision variables. If you have more than two decision variables, then it becomes difficult to solve linear programming questions using graphical method, because then your graph will become more complicated and you'll have more dimensions in your graph. So for the graphical method, we most commonly use cases where we have two decision variables. So the decision variables here are x1 and x2, and by decision variables we mean that we want to know the value of x1 and x2 such that this function is optimized. So this is called as a criterion function. Yeah, subject to say m constraints, and the constraints would look like this. Again, the constraints would be in the two decision variables. तो यहाँ पे हमने x1 x2 criterion function में लिखे हैं. And in the constraint, you will have this inequality sign. So instead of the equality sign, you have an inequality sign. A11, A12 are the coefficients which are attached to the decision variables in the constraint function. The constraints have to be linear. That's another sort of condition that you need to remember. That's why the name linear programming. The constraints have to be linear and the constraints have inequality signs. So you can have m such constraints in x1 and x2. These are called as inequality constraints. And the last is the non-negativity constraints, which are implied on the decision variables. So यहाँ पे जो दो decision variables हैं, which is x1 and x2, we say that these are non-negative. x1 and x2 are non-negative. So this is how you define a linear programming problem. You have a criterion function which has to be optimized. यहाँ पे दो decision variables हैं. You want to know the x1, x2 value such that this function is optimized. You have these m constraints here, and all of these constraints are linear and have an inequality sign. Then the last constraint is the constraint on the decision variables, which is that the decision variables are non-negative values. Now let's look at an example and let's try and understand how to solve such problems where you have linear constraints with inequality signs using linear programming methods. And the first method that we are going to use is the graphical method. Alright, so let's state out a problem first. Suppose you have a baker and the baker has 150 kilograms of flour, 22 kilograms of sugar, and 27.5 kilograms of butter. And using these three ingredients, the baker is going to produce two kinds of cakes. First is cake A and the second is cake B. To produce 1 dozen of cake A, the baker requires 3 kilograms of flour, 1 kilogram of sugar and 1 kilogram of butter. So first cake की category को produce करने के लिए 1 dozen, you can produce 12 cakes of category A, and for that you require 3 kilograms of flour, 1 kilogram of sugar and 1 kilogram of butter. To produce 1 dozen of cake B, you require 6 kilogram of flour, 0.5 kilograms of sugar and 1 kilo of butter. Okay. Now suppose the profit that the baker gets by selling 1 dozen of cake A is rupees 20. So the profit that the baker receives by selling 1 dozen of cake A is 20 and the same value for cake B is 30. You want to know, given the conditions, given the constraints that the baker has, the constraints are on these resources. These are the resources for the baker, flour, sugar and butter. और ये constraint है because he has only limited amount of these resources. The baker wants to know कि उसको कितने cake 1 and cake B, cake A and cake B produce करने चाहिए such that his profit is maximized. So you can basically say that these are the constraints. These two are the decision variables, quantity of cake A and quantity of cake B, and this is the criterion function. Profit that has to be maximized. So we can write this problem in terms of the problem that we had just stated by saying that maximize 20x1 plus 30x2, where x1 refers to amount of cake A and x2 refers of dozens of cake B. 20 is the profit that he gets by selling 1 dozen of cake A and 30 is the profit that he gets by selling 1 dozen of cake B. So this is the criterion function subject to the following constraints. So the constraints will be stated for each of the resources. The first resource is flour. So he requires 3 kilogram of flour to produce 1 dozen of cake A. So x1 dozen of cake A को produce करने के लिए 3 plus 3 into x1 flour required होगा. Similarly cake B के लिए 6 kilograms required है for 1 dozen of cake B. So x2 dozens of cake B के लिए 6 x2 amounts of flour will be required, and the total amount of flour that the baker can use in producing cake A and cake B has to be less than equal to 150. So you have an inequality constraint here. This is called as the flour constraint. Similarly, you will establish the constraint for sugar and for butter. And they will be 1 kilogram of sugar required for cake A. So x1 kilograms of sugar required for x1 cake A and 0.5 for x2 has to be less than equal to 22. Similarly for butter, it will be x1 plus x2 less than equal to 27.5. The third set of constraints is the non-negativity constraint, which says that x1 and x2 has to be greater than equal to 0. Obviously, आप negative amount में cake A या cake B नहीं produce कर सकते. So you are just stating that x1, x2 are non-negative. Now, how do we proceed for the solution? An output pair, first let's understand what is the meaning of a feasible pair. So definitely we want to know a pair of x1, x2 value such that profit is maximized. Yeah, a pair x1, x2 which states amount of dozens of cake A and amount of dozens of cake B, dozens of cake B produced and dozens of cake A produced. If you want to know such pairs, a typical pair will be called as a feasible pair if this pair satisfies all of these conditions. These three conditions, this condition and this condition. अगर ये सारी चीजें एक pair satisfy कर रहा है, then that pair of cake A and cake B will be called as a feasible pair. ठीक है? Now we're not saying that it will be an optimal pair. We are just saying that it will be a feasible pair. Now let's try and understand the constraints through a graph. So what you do is you basically plot all these constraints. ठीक है. So x1 x2 27.5, x1 plus 0.5 x2 less than equal to 22, 3x1 plus 6x2 less than equal to 150. You plot all of these here on a graph. So say you want to plot the sugar constraint. So you have this equation x1 plus 0.5 x2 less than equal to 22.5. इसको जब आप plot करोगे, then you will find the x coordinate and the y coordinate. I'm taking x2 on y and x1 on x axis. So I'll have 44 here. And since this equation basically ये जो line है ये satisfy करती है equality को. So points lying on this line will satisfy x1 plus 0.5 x2 is equal to 22.5. So all the points which lie here basically in this triangle, because you want your x1 x2 to be positive non-negative, तो obviously वो सारे 0 से बड़े होने चाहिए. x1 has to be greater than equal to 0 and x2 has to be greater than equal to 0. So we can't go in this coordinate or any of these coordinates, because in any of these coordinates either of the two will be negative, which we do not want. So basically this triangle, entire points, set of points in this triangle will satisfy the sugar constraint. You will keep on adding all the constraints here. So your first constraint is that x1 has to be non-negative, second is x2 has to be non-negative. So your points have to lie in the first quadrant. Then the third constraint is the sugar constraint, which says that आपके points जो हैं वो इस triangle में lie करने चाहिए. Then you keep on adding the other constraints. Let's add the butter constraint here, which is 27.5 and as well 27.5. x1 plus x2 less than equal to 27.5. So let me do one thing. Let me shade these with different colors. So the sugar constraint is this triangle. The butter constraint is this triangle. And the last constraint is the flour constraint, which is 3x1 plus 6x2 less than equal to 150. So you have 50 and here 25. So this is your flour constraint, which is 3x1 plus 6x2 less than equal to 150. And the area or the feasible area for this constraint is this green shaded triangle. Now you want to know, out of this entire set of triangles, you want to know the final set of conditions or the final set of area which comprises of all the feasible points such that all of these conditions are satisfied. And it seems कि अगर आप देखो कि इन सारे area का एक common area कौन सा है, then it seems that this area, if you plot the line here, basically this is the common area which comprises of all the constraints. So let me highlight this. Yeah. So this is basically the figure that you will get. Let us name it 0A, B, C, D. Is the area which incorporates the points x1, x2, the pair x1, x2 such that all 5 conditions are satisfied. तो basically इस area में जितने भी x1, x2 pairs हैं, all of these pairs will be called as feasible pairs. And this region is called as the feasible region. This will be called as feasible region. Now, we want to find out कि out of this entire set, अगर हम इस पूरे set को नाम दे दें set S, we want to know कि हमारा जो solution होगा वो इसी set S में से होगा. The point will be from this set S, but what is that exact point? So for that, we'll have to find the value of x1, x2 such that this attains the maximum value. We have to find the value of x1, x2 such that this function 20 into x1 plus 30 x2, which is our criterion function, attains the maximum value. Now the simplest way to do this is to find the coordinates of the corner points. So यहाँ पे point O का coordinate है 0, 0. You will have to find the coordinate of point A, which will be 0. And since this is passing through, A is passing through the flour constraint, so this will be 25. Similarly, you can know B and C you will have to calculate. D will be 22.50. तो you want to find कि आप सारे कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स कैलकुलेट करोगे. पॉइंट बी किस तरीके से कैलकुलेट होगा? पॉइंट बी इज द इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ द फ्लावर कॉन्स्ट्रेंट and the butter constraint. So you will solve these two equations and get the value of x1, x2. That will be point B. Point C will be the intersection of the sugar constraint and the butter constraint. So you will solve these two equations and you will get the value of x1, x2. That will be point C. So you can calculate point B and point C using these two conditions, and then put all of these 5 points in the maximization function, in the objective function, in the criterion function. Rather than solving for each of the points in the set S, you would want to go for the corner points. Find the coordinates of the corner points and put them here in the criterion function and check कि कौन से corner point के लिए आपके criterion function की सबसे ज़्यादा value मिल रही है. Because we are doing maximization, we are looking at the highest value. If you will do minimization, you will look at the lowest value. So after doing all of this, you will notice that actually the maximum value is attained at point B, where, as I said, point B will be received. आप point B कैसे calculate कर सकते हो? By solving the flour constraint and the butter constraint. So by solving these two equations, when you solve these two equations, you get 5 and 22.5 as your pair. And point C will be solution of the sugar and the butter constraint. So when you solve this, you get 17.5 and 10 as the solution for point C. Now what you will do is you will substitute all of these pairs one by one in this equation and verify कि कौन से pair के लिए इस function की सबसे highest value मिल रही है. When you do this, you will notice that you get the maximum value for this point, which is point B. So when you put 5 as x1 and 22.5 as x2, you get the maximum value, and hence point B is the point that you wanted to calculate. That is your solution. So at point B, the objective function will attain its maximum value, which will be 775. Now this is the maximum profit that the baker can attain given the conditions resource that he has. And if you now look at the amount of resources that he is left with, you notice that he is using, to produce 5 dozens of cake A and 22.5 dozens of cake B, he is using 3 into 5, 15 units of flour, and since he required 1 unit of sugar and 1 unit of butter, so he's using 1 into 5 kilograms of sugar for cake A and 5 kilograms of butter. To produce 5 dozens of cake A, he is using 15 kilograms of flour, 5 kilograms of sugar and 5 kilograms of butter, because he was needing 3 units of flour for 1 dozen of cake A. So for 5 units, you will just multiply with 5. Similarly, for 22.5 units of cake B, you will require this much amount of 135 kilograms of flour, 11.25 kilograms of sugar and 22.5 kilograms of butter. Yeah. Now if you add these values, for flour you will notice that you exhaust the entire amount of flour. If you remember, the baker originally had 150 kilograms of flour, and यहाँ पे by producing the optimum value of cake A and cake B, you are exhausting the amount of flour that you have. Sugar used is 16.25, but you had 22 kilograms. तो sugar आपकी बच रही है because you had 22 kilograms of sugar and you are only using 16.25 kilograms of sugar. You are left with 5.75 kilograms of sugar. So the baker has extra or surplus sugar left with him, and butter is also 27.5, 22.5 plus 5, and he had 27.5 in fact. So by producing the optimum amount of cake A and cake B, the baker is completely exhausting the flour and the butter that he had, but he is left with some surplus sugar. This is how you can solve such problems where you have inequality constraints, and using the graph, using the constraints that you have, by plotting the constraints, finding the feasible region, then calculating the corner points and calculating the objective function at the corner points, you can calculate the value of the decision variables.